150 billion galaxies, 76 billion trillion stars, and an almost incalculable number of planets exist in our universe, yet it remains silent. As of 2017, there are up to 19 billion trillion stars similar to ours with at least one planet similar to the makeup of our Earth. So how are we yet to encounter alien life? According to the Drake equation, there were probably between 1,000 and 100 million civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy alone. The only problem is that the Milky Way is 13.51 billion years old, and humans have only been around about 200,000. Not to mention we've only entered space a mere 58 years ago. This leaves a microscopic window on the cosmic calendar for our civilizations to align perfectly. Nevertheless, credible signs of alien life have arisen. On August 15, 1977, an unusual signal was detected in Ohio State University's Big Ear Observatory. So unusual that the volunteer who came across it in the paper logs circled it and wrote "Wow" in all capital letters with an exclamation mark in the margin. As for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence project, this was the most convincing message the detector had reported in its 14-year history. The signal came from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation and lasted 72 seconds before it faded out at about 1,420.456 MHz. Jerry Emmon, the man who discovered the signal, analyzed the data and came to the conclusion it came from outside of our solar system. We have sent out response signals, but not enough time has passed to know if a signal has been returned. The signal remains unexplained to this day, but could it be extraterrestrial life or just another passing by comet? According to the nature of the Big Ear telescope, which included two feed horns, both taking in beams from slightly different directions, the precise location of where the signal originated from is actually unknown. In turn, there are two possible locations for the origin. Some hypothesize the signal may be sent from Earth and just reflected back to us by bouncing off a piece of space debris, though this possibility is extremely unlikely. Douglas Vakoch, the president of METI, Messages from Extraterrestrial Intelligence, said that any SETI signal detections must be replicated for confirmation, and the lack of such replication for the WOW signal means it has very little credibility. Some people believe aliens have already made an appearance. About half of all US citizens believe that at some point in time, aliens have visited the Earth. Their evidence includes pictures, videos, and written accounts of UFOs. For example, the USS Nimitz incident. The ship had been tracking a mysterious radar signal for days. The crafts would change altitudes thousands of feet at a time in a matter of seconds. Eventually, they decided to redirect a squadron of fighter jets to investigate the phenomena. When they arrived, the object descended from about 28,000 feet to about 50 feet above the ocean surface in less than a second. The pilots noticed an instant turbulent effect in the water beneath the craft. The craft had been described as a bright white tic-tac about 30 to 46 feet in length. No windows, no wings, no propellers.
Nickel 6-1 Tango Project.
Woohoo!
Roger. There's some troubleshooting.
Are you box moving target?
No, I took an auto track.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow, look at the fly!
Video captured by Commander David Fravor shows the tic-tac shaped UFO moving dissimilar to any propulsion device known to man. Some believe the government is already in possession of alien spacecraft, and some even say we have experimented on aliens themselves. Most commonly believed to have taken place in Nevada's famous Area 51, with convincing stories from Bob Lazar, a former employee of Area 51, assigned to work on figuring out the propulsion devices on alien craft stored on the base. But could they keep a secret that big? The United States government dismissed all of these theories as false. In addition, Edward Snowden said he'd searched every government database for any documents relating to the discovery of extraterrestrial life, and he came up with nothing. Another proposal is if a civilization has been around 1,000,000 years longer than us, then in theory they should be 1,000,000 years more advanced than us. So why would they even want to contact us in the first place? It's possible they've encountered hundreds of others like us, and we're just another sight to see as they travel across the universe looking for a real intelligent civilization. After all, we probably wouldn't stop after we've seen the same intergalactic mice colony for the 100th time in a row. Or perhaps they're treating us the same way we treat indigenous tribes or the way we treat zoo animals. Perhaps they are so advanced that they have actually surpassed radio technology and have moved on to a more effective way of long-distance communication, in turn rendering all of our countless radio transmissions useless. If you look at history, every time two different civilizations discovered each other for the first time, it never ends well for the weaker of the two. For example, Christopher Columbus and the Native Americans. They may actually be protecting us by not making contact. Some people even believe that they've seen the way that we treat each other or the way that we treat our environment and have actually gone out of their way not to make contact with us. Maybe they have advanced so far beyond us in space travel, but we're so far ahead of them in weaponry. Maybe the only space-traveling beings have Hitler-like views and just eradicate everything that looks different from them. There's almost infinite scenarios on why one civilization would avoid coming into contact with another one for the first time, but it's hard to pinpoint an exact scenario. Another possible answer to our question comes from the Italian-American physicist Enrico Fermi. Fermi had asked if alien life is so common, then why haven't we seen them yet? The Fermi paradox pretty much claims that since our Sun and Earth are part of a fairly new star system compared to the rest of the universe, space travel should be pretty easy to come by, therefore we should have already had contact with aliens by now. Fermi realized that any civilization with a modest amount of rocket technology and an immodest amount of imperial incentive could rapidly colonize the entire galaxy. Fermi realized aliens have had more than enough time to spread throughout the Milky Way, so where are they? Well, we may not see any other life because there just simply isn't any. Maybe we're the only advanced civilization in the universe. It is possible human-like evolution is extremely rare and must happen under vastly specific circumstances. If there are, or ever will be, millions of advanced civilizations in the universe, there has to be a first. That first civilization could very well be us, but people have proposed numerous answers to Fermi's question. Maybe there is life, just not intelligent life. It is possible that life has only evolved to the equivalent of cows, birds, rats, fish, or dinosaurs, but not to that of humans. Another possibility is that civilizations simply destroy themselves too fast to explore space. I mean, just look at humanity. All it takes is one push of a button to start a nuclear war and wipe out the entire human race. Perhaps they've killed off their race in a civil war, or maybe they've expended all of their planet's natural resources and ended up dying out before perfecting space travel. They could have been hit by space debris and been part of a mass extinction similar to the dinosaurs. There's endless possibilities to what could have happened to them. Space is seemingly endless, and we've only scratched the surface of space exploration. With the current rate of technological advancement, I believe that within the next 1,000 years, we will have undoubtedly made the dream of space travel a reality and perhaps eventually break the silence.